Commissioner Marquetti.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we ask your blessings on us this evening as we seek to serve the common good of all. Help those in public office, law enforcement, first responders, and all good citizens to work towards an end to the violence that we have seen in the past few days. Grant us the wisdom and courage to do what is good and right and true. Bless all who came here this evening. Bless our country, our state, and beautiful Cass County. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Commissioner Lawrence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Langley,
Here.
Commissioner Lawrence,
Here.
Commissioner Northrup,
Here.
Chair Jones,
Yep.
Commissioner Grice, Commissioner Barrera,
Here.
Commissioner Marquetti, Commissioner
I'm
Marquetti,
sorry, I didn't hear. Yes, I'm here.
and Commissioner Lee.
All right, welcome everybody. Before we open the floor for public comments, I'm going to remind you that this is for agenda items only. It's not a platform for things that don't relate to Cass County or this agenda. The floor is now open. You have 3 minutes. All right, the floor is now closed for public comment. Additions or deletions to the agenda, we have a few. Under new business, number 4, I need to add Lawless International Dark Sky Improvement Project. Got it. And number 5, Don Horn Fiber Relocation. But also under new business, number 2 and 3, we have the motions to appoint for the Board of Canvassers. So I figure that each commissioner has 2 ballots, 1 Republican and 1 Democrat ballot here. So after the first new business, we'll do a vote and tally. Monica will tally it, and then that way we can announce number 2 and number 3, okay? All right, anybody else got any additions or deletions to the agenda? Commissioner Barrera.
I move that we approve the agenda as amended.
Support.
Second.
Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any approved, any disapproved? Motion passes. All right. Public hearing, motion number 1, M134, 2025. We need a motion to open the public hearing for Emergency Home Repair Fund.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the public hearing for Emergency Home Repair Fund is now open. Need a motion to close the public hearing.
Mr. Chair.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
move we close the public hearing for Emergency Home Repair Fund.
Support. Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Letter I, recognition of Sergeant Ryan Shields, Deputy Taryn Shields, and Deputy Tom Wilson for their dedication and hard work helping Southwestern Michigan College Criminal Justice Program.
3 years ago, this would have been half my staff.
Right?
Now it's just a little bit of it.
Well, a few years ago, I rode with both of those deputies there.
All right, so I wanted to recognize the 3 of them. So Southwestern Michigan College has a criminal justice program where they take kids, I call them kids, they're college kids, and they teach them how to do law enforcement activities. And then they compete in a state competition against all the other colleges. So they, in the evenings, would go to the college for comp time, or if they were on duty, they would go there on duty to actually educate and train these young people how to do different things. And I received a letter from Don Ricker, who is in charge of that program, and I wanted to share it with you guys to show what my staff is doing extra to help the community. And there's a letter for all three of them, and I'm just going to kind of combine it. So it says, Dear Sheriff Roach, I'm writing this letter to show my appreciation and gratitude to you for allowing, it's actually Sergeant Shields, Detective Shields, and now Deputy Wilson. She was promoted yesterday to detective. So
Nice.
to work with our criminal justice students at Southwestern Michigan College during the 24-25 school year. They did an outstanding job preparing the students to compete in the Skills USA Michigan Skills Competition and Leadership Conference state competition in Grand Rapids. The conference was held on April 12th through the 14th. They trained our students in areas such as arrest, search and seizure, use of force, traffic stops, handling firearms, officer safety, interviewing techniques, and many other areas that were relevant to the competition. Our 3 students who participated won the gold, the silver, and the bronze medal.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
They also, it's on another letter here, there's a second competition where there's only one individual that participates, and that individual won the gold medal. So Southwestern Michigan College swept the entire program in the state of Michigan because these 3 right here stepped up, taught them, trained them, and got them to where they were. So I wanted to give them a letter of appreciation and make sure that you guys were aware of the people that we have working for us. All right. Brian? And Terry.
Thank you all. I remember, Taryn, I remember, 6 years ago, you and I rode, and we were over in South County, and me and Ryan, we've rode together before, and look at us now. You know, proud of both of you. Great job. Number 2, recognition of Deputy Chad Somerville for the handling of child welfare check at summer camp.
So we were dispatched to a summer camp here in the county to do a welfare check on a young person that was at that camp. I got a letter from the director of the camp, excited to tell me about what a great job Chad did, and I'll read you that letter. So I want to take a moment to share how much appreciation Deputy Chad Somerville had in the way he handled a visit to our Bible camp this summer to conduct a wellness check on one of our campers that was requested by Child Protective Services from another state after the complaint was filed. The situation was awkward for everyone involved, but from the moment he arrived, Deputy Somerville brought calm and reassurance presence to the camp. Our greatest concern was not disturbing the campers or any other campers' camp experience for the week. Deputy Somerville went to great lengths to alleviate this concern. He treated the situation and all the campers and staff involved with kindness, respect, and genuine concern. In order to not make it obvious what camper he was checking on, Deputy Somerville interacted with 2 cabins of preteen boys on a personal level, answering dozens of other questions and encouraging them to consider law enforcement as a career. His gentleness and friendly demeanor put everyone at ease, and it was clear to us that he truly cared about the campers' well-being and that our campers' positive experience. We are grateful that you have officers like Deputy Somerville serving our community. His professionalism and compassion reflected so well in the department and gives us great confidence in the support that we receive from the Cass County Sheriff's Office. So 100% Chad with a letter saying thank you for what you do, and you handle that above and beyond. Sir, appreciate it.
And we have 2 new deputies, Haley Hepner and Nick Davis. Come on up. White Ford F-150, military license plate.
So I just wanted to introduce you to our 2 newest people that just got out of the academy. They graduated from Lake Michigan College, Haley and Nick. They started their FTO program a couple weeks ago, and they're doing well. We expect them to graduate from their field training program around December and become active deputies on the road. So 2 new faces you're going to see out there driving around and taking care of us.
All right, thank you for what you all do. We appreciate you. We support our law enforcement here. Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Jeff Van Bell. It ain't raining, so you're happy.
I wish. Evening, Board. Thank you for having me. So you have my annual report in front of you. I'm not going to go over it. You can read it over, and it'll be placed on the website so people can look at that. Also, I'm asking for approval of our assessment roll. This will also go on the website with your approval. 11 districts, one more than last year, kind of busy. But this is an internal document. 115 county drains, 19 legal levels. Red is bad there, meaning they need shoring up. Every one of these red is on this list. Everything on this list has been worked on this year.
And the assessment rolls will help facilitate all that, right?
That's correct.
Got it.
You got to keep up. It's like whack-a-mole. Keep them. And then anytime we assess, we always have some extra, so there's a fund balance. So, okay, what am I just hitting here? Okay. Okay, so Eagle Lake onto a township. This was the channel coming out of Eagle Lake and going into Juneau. What a mess. If you see that big bow out, that's all erosion being caused because the channel was full. So at the tail, just before winter, you remember last year winter hit kind of late. And so I found out that machine was in Vandalia getting ready to go back to Niles. And I said, would you consider stopping in Edwardsburg for a job? He did, and away we went. If you look down that channel, you see I have turbidity curtain. That's my curtain I own personally. We stretch that down to isolate the channel. Yes, it is messy. However, it sorely needed to be done. What he did was, this is clay we packed on the bank to kind of hold that together, and then look behind the machine. That's where we put the spoils. I then went down to Menards and got some mulch blanket and paid a guy to lay this all out. And I don't think that looks bad, considering what we had to deal with. This is a development. There's going to end up being homes here. It's just about stability of the soils. So then let's see, how do I click on, these are little videos here. On the left, that's the channel. Look at, I don't know if you can, look how full that is. Look on the right now. The water is going in the right direction now instead of eating the bank out. I saw a fish swim up there while I was standing there. On the 4th of July, I took my wife and my son, we drove a pontoon boat all the way to Eagle Lake Road. My wife knows it's a little difficult being married to me. And so, anyway, that's how I measure success.
Which channel is that coming from? Juneau
Right
Lake?
at Eagle Lake Road.
Eagle Lake Road.
Yeah, see if you can turn that one on for a minute there, Jane. No?
It goes from Eagle Lake Road into Christiana.
In the Christiana
See,
Creek.
that's so filled in, the water was just cutting, see it? Was horrible. Should have been done a long time ago. I'm very happy to get it done. I'm embarrassed it wasn't done sooner. And we got a very good price on that. How do I keep going? Sorry, no. This is Pleasant Lake Drain. So we had an old culvert there, it failed. New property owner said he wanted to expand it. I said, hey, could we get together and do some cost sharing? I said, I'll provide the culvert and you take care of the installation. Boom, problem solved. There was money in the fund. We do this sometimes just so that it's not all on the drain office. And we facilitate the drain and help out the property owner. We run into this a lot, Beaver Dam, so I'll get in there and rip that out, and then once that's rebuilt in about a day, then we'll bring the trappers in. This happens all over. They were especially busy this year because they're feeling this low water too. This was an interesting call. Over the winter, I got a call from a lady saying on Baldwin Lake, I'm tired of corn husks showing up in front of my house. So I went out there and I wandered around and I found that pipe. And I go, So I ordered that grate online, drilled some holes in it at home, screwed it on, And when I called her back, she claimed she had been calling for 2 years. I don't know who she was calling for 2 years. It was not me.
Cass County,
Seems
Indiana.
like, seems small to us, very low cost, but important to that property owner. Was in the spring, Big Huckleberry Drain hadn't been worked on probably 50, 60 years. Farmer called, couldn't plant the field. Look, this is a day or two. We ended up alleviating a big problem over on the road that had been flooding every spring with Road Commission too. And you'd be surprised, that looks kind of gnarly right now, but a little seed on that and that just acclimates right back in and away we go. These are things I find out there. This is kind of interesting. On the left, obviously somebody's damaged that pipe. I don't know if it's fiber, who knows? Look at this thing on the right. You tell me what it is. I don't know what that is. We're still working on that one. But moral of the story is, we don't just go in there laying blame, ripping out. We have to figure out exactly what they were trying to achieve and if something can be done to alleviate whatever it is they were doing there. This is Regal Place onto a township. On the left, that's the groundhog that's in there. No, I didn't go in after him. On the right, obviously that was a attempted repair that was done that was poorly done. The end of the pipe was melted, probably because a property owner was burning leaves. However, the guy that called me, look at how he's taking care of all this. So what did we do? We cut it back, we fix it. He's happy, he keeps it all mowed so the taxpayers don't have to pay to mow that. Barron Lake, there you go, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Ripped out the old launch, all that steel reinforcement, new concrete in, gonna well outlive us all.
I
Now,
launched my boat there not too long after that.
You see my curtain there, and yes, believe it or not, I got a permit for that. Why is the drain office involved with that? Well, you see that pipe on the left-hand side, that's lake level control. So as a part of that project, we relinquished Road Commission from this, and Barron Lake paid for this, 100%. This is out at the McMillan Dam. That's my engineer in the orange, Chad Mercancelli. The guy in the middle, Blake Winstead, potential arch nemesis. The guy on the right, that is Dam Safety Division, Thomas Hork, who gave that dam a poor rating. We got him out there. I got him out there early too, Mr. Chair. Made sure they got out of bed.
I seen him out there.
And Mr. Northrup, you were out there too, right? So you can verify, we got him out of bed early that day. So just to talk about what they're gonna allow, this and that. Now, pay attention to this next one. Can you turn this video on? Right while we're standing there. Look close. Al, I already showed it to you. You saw it right away. See if he can turn this on. Look close in the center. You see that? The dam is leaking. Those Nimrods didn't even see that. I saw that while I was standing right next to him and snapped that picture. Okay? But what that does is, this dam removal project, it's a 70-30 split, but it's not out without its controversy, is it? That tells me I made the right choice.
The engineer, I think, was out there today.
That was gonna fail. We're gonna get that off the list. Okay, this was last week out at Shavehead Lake, North Peninsula Drive. That thing on the left, we estimate they're 70 years. Lord knows who built it. That is a drop chamber that drops about 8 foot down to catch a culvert down to Shavehead. We shut that down Monday, total shutdown. Fire department even parked a truck on the other side. You can't see it, the trailer's blocking it. And got it reopened to that. That's not a lane for a car, that's for like a golf cart or a side-by-side or something, by about 2 a.m. And then came back the next morning, finished putting in the pipes. You see them on the left there, 3 15 inches. They have to compact, stabilization, etc. And then the storm hit. And yes, Emily, are you here? Yes, Cassopolis, Michigan, made National Weather Service. Yes, 4.3 inches of rain. And you can imagine what this looked like. However, when I got out there Wednesday morning, my contractor was all on top of it. They got to work, they finished it up. But in the meanwhile, somebody drove by in a side-by-side and snapped a picture, sent that to Corey over at Conservation District, who promptly set that up to Eagle, State of Michigan, who's now violated us and is now coming in to rake the road commission over their coals. I debated whether to tell this group this or not, but you know why I'm telling you? That doesn't feel like jurisdictional cooperation to me. I talked to Bob Thompson, Joe Bellina, but I'm not speaking on behalf of them. I'm speaking as Drain Commissioner. I brought this contractor and saved him over $20,000, mobilized him in literally days, and at the end of the project, he told me, I'm here for one reason, Jeff, you. And I brought him in for our road commission. Anyway, thank you.
Hold on. I think your arch nemesis is at M51 and Commercial Street this morning. Right there by Mankey's convenience store. There's a little creek that goes through there, I think Pokagon Creek.
Can I speak freely?
Yeah.
I didn't even get to my office this morning. I'm in the car out in the parking lot, and I got a call from a property owner. He's out trespassing on one of my projects.
I seen him.
Yeah.
I seen him this morning.
Yeah. Don't have any, you know what I mean? You know, 4.3 inches, you know what we determined? The failing culvert's what was putting all the dirt in.
Right.
No water went through our new pipes, but we never even got an opportunity to explain this. We never got a phone call. We get nothing. And I don't know why this guy's sneaking around trespassing, but property owners do not appreciate that. They have no right to do that.
You better be careful over there, because them people are, whoo, they take it seriously.
And I don't know if you read Leader Publications this week. There's a big old picture right on the front page. Buchanan got violated too.
Yeah.
While they were in town, they decided to run over there. You know, these things happen. We were in the middle of construction when that storm hit. Just what are you supposed to do?
Right. Control the weather, man.
Anyway, thanks for your time.
All right, sir. All right. Vice Chair Lawrence, proposed consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move with a one-time roll call vote to approve M-136-2025 through R-23-2025.
Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Marquetti?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Grice?
Yes.
Chair Jones?
Yep.
Commissioner Northrup?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawrence?
Yes.
And Commissioner Langley.
Yes.
All right. District 1,
Nothing at this time.
2,
Nothing?
3.
Nothing.
Nothing from 4, 5. Nothing. 6.
Nothing at this time.
7. Of course.
Of course. Okay, just, I got your mic. Okay, just so that you know, the Fall Festival in Edwardsburg was an enormous success. We had close to 1,000 visitors. Wow. Yes, it was great. Beautiful day. It was perfect. The Board of Health met on September 10th, and one topic was, again, the loss of the $650,000. Now, this loss is primarily in infectious disease category. The budget was discussed, and a motion was made to give the employees a 2% cost of living adjustment. The Health Board also approved $9,000 for an autoclave for the dental department. Reports were received from the health and environmental staff, and then Don Hansen's resignation was received. Now, Don is a former Van Buren County Commissioner and longtime Board of Health member, and I'd like to say that he was a 40-year commissioner for Van Buren County, if you can imagine. I know. Materials Management Planning Commission met September 15th, and benchmark standards from Eagle were presented, and a good amount of time was spent on developing recycling goals. Callie Marshall of Van Buren Conservation District had a slide presentation on the recycling in Van Buren County. There was a lively discussion on haulers, which extended past the time for the meeting to end, and this is a 2-hour meeting, people. The Opioid Advisory Committee was canceled, and NATS was canceled. Hazardous waste, used tires, and used electronics were on the same day as the Planning Commission. The hazardous waste drop-off was very successful. We had 188 vehicles, but we know that a number of vehicles got there early. We sent a couple of cars through while we were setting up. I want to thank the following people for their help: Jeremiah Jones, Under Sheriff, Tim Scher. Skip Dyes, Brent Floria, Scott Wyman, Terry Wyman, Babita Owensby, Jerry Marchetti, and of course, Road Commission Manager Bob Thompson, without whom we would not have had the success we had. It was steady the entire time, and the residents were all too pleasant and grateful. I attended the opioid summit, and that was a very worthwhile event, well attended with great presenters. I want to say thanks for our county employees who attended, and a special thanks to presenter Ken Stecker from the prosecutor's office, who had a great presentation. I tell you, he was dynamite, folks. All right, the last thing I'm going to say is that I was at the MAC conference. Mike Grace and I were at the MAC conference. There were 150 attendees representing 54 counties, and I will have a report on that conference next meeting.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Marchetti. Not to step on Commissioner Northrup's toes, but we forgot October 11th, there's going to be the Newton House Fall Festival. Yeah, and there's going to be Civil War reenactors there, cannon firing demonstrations, and I always tell them, warn me the first time that you're going to have a cannon firing, then after that I'll be okay. But that first one, I jump out of my shoes. There's a meet and greet with local authors, live music, self-guided tour through the Newton House, wagon rides through the Russ Forest Park. There's a food truck, free snacks, kids face painting, games, and more. And this is what's with me, artists and vendors. I'll be out there. This will be my 3rd year in a row. I'm doing blacksmithing demonstrations, and me and my apprentice will be out there, and I make little swords for the kids. There's kids that come up to me for 3 years in a row. Hey, you made me a little sword. And all they are little nails that I hammer for them and let them swing the hammer and make little ninja swords and samurai swords for the kids. There's a pie eating contest from ages 4 to 15 and an adult pie eating contest with some kind of trophy awarded. And if anybody from here wins that, I'll make them a sword.
A real one, right?
No, not a real one. All right. Administrator's report.
The report's in the packet. I just wanted to update on just a few quick things. As far as the budget goes with the state budget, it looks like Gretchen has done a continuation budget. It should last about a week or so. So hopefully we'll see that finalized budget come out pretty soon. Anxious to hear about county revenue sharing and what that will look like, as well as some other things. Veterans grant is another big one that I've been hearing a lot about. As far as federal budget, that's a little more concerning, and I don't see that getting cleaned up quite as quickly. Met with the elected officials today, so we're going to pull all of the federal funding and just start looking at those and really assessing those and what we can do. A few other quick little things. The art is now hanging in the annex. They've started their new show. They'll be hanging till the end of the year, but they're up if anyone wants to walk out that way and check out that. And then upcoming is salaried committee. We'll go ahead and work on getting that scheduled. We need to look at elected officials as well as cost of living raises. It's about time that we do that every year. So that will be set up, as well as we're going to look at a capital projects meeting very soon too. Met with Prosecutor Fitz, looking at that digital storage, and they're really looking at several different programs and making sure that they're getting really what will help their office the best. So, as well as looking at different price points and budgets. So just some upcoming things.
Any questions for our interim administrator from the board? All right. Charity, you have anything for us today? Just want everybody to know this guy here, I can outbench him by 10 pounds. Push the button, man.
This one?
There you go.
All right, hello. Well, my name is Justin Hillsberg. I'm the Soil Erosion Sedimentation Control Administrator, and I'm representing Cass County Conservation District. Going into the new fiscal year, the Cass County Conservation District's Soil Erosion and Sedimentation Control Program continues its core mission under Part 91 of state law to protect the county's water resources by ensuring proper management of soil erosion from construction and earth change activities. Entering the new fiscal year, we are actively monitoring 499 total sites, with 383 of these sites being active permits. And a brief breakdown of this, there are 258 open and compliant sites, 53 that are under violation, 53 that are pending permits that have applied, 15 non-compliant, and then 4 waived other sites, and 110 sites that are currently closed. Currently, our key challenge remains the 68 sites currently in either non-compliance or violation status, and those are the ones that are taking the most of our attention right now and are a top priority to bring back into compliance. As far as our program goes, in the interest of fairness and program sustainability, we are reevaluating our fee structure. Our current commercial fees do not scale appropriately for the exceptionally large, complex projects seen in the growing cannabis industry. To create a more equitable system for all permit holders and ensure our program has the resources for proper oversight on these larger sites, we are developing a new fee structure specifically for cannabis facilities, and you can expect to see a proposal for this eventually coming up. As we enter the new fiscal year, we have some different priorities. Our primary focus is to resolve the compliance issues at the 68 sites mentioned above. We will continue to follow our violation guidelines to ensure these sites are brought back into compliance. And to prevent future issues, we are enhancing our educational outreach to local contractors, including our yearly SCSE trade show we do in early 2026. And our goal with this is to balance firm enforcement with practical support to protect Cass County's natural resources. Outside of this, we went over to SMC recently. I went over there and worked at a trade show and talked to a lot of students and built connections with the local college, hoping to use them as a source for volunteers when we're doing some more natural resource development at the Conservation District. Any questions for the SCSE program or the Conservation District?
Any questions?
Thank
We
you.
have a comment. Your board chair is here and your director's here. You all have done well, and we appreciate you. You know, we don't donate, but we contribute money to your program. It's money well spent, and you made 2 great choices with Justin and Charity. So thank you, and then I appreciate you because I use you all for my other job, South County. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Yep.
Have a good one.
County Clerk, you're number 1. All right. Treasurer? No. Sheriff, you have anything for us? All right. Prosecutor? Judge?
Sorry to break the rule, but I just had to make a plug for Reunification Day on Friday at Dodd Park. Scott and his team have been so kind to host us out there for Reunification Day. It's from 4 to 6. If you're able to stop out, I really hope you will. Scott's arranged some amazing things. Dodd is beautiful, and it's supposed to be a beautiful day, so even if you can only come for a few minutes. And I just also wanted to brag about the event that Roseanne commented on down in Edwardsburg for the Sauk Trail celebration down at the Edwardsburg History Museum. I was there for a couple of hours. There were a lot of people there, and people were so happy to learn about some of the culture of the Pokagon Band of Potawatomi Indians, and also to see the beautiful museum there, because it's really got a lot of really cool information. So if you haven't had a chance to visit that, I think it would be well worth your while, because it's not just about Edwardsburg. There's a lot of information in there. So thank you.
Ma'am. Drain Commissioner, you have a second chance. All right, thank you. But speaking of the Drain Commissioner, under new business, M142, 2025 is what he was talking about. The motion to approve the 2025 special assessment rolls.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. All right, second and third, you all have 2 ballots on in front of you, one for the Republican member of the Cass County Board of Canvassers and one for the Democratic member of the Cass County Board of Canvassers. You need to pick one from each, then pass them to Monica, and that way we'll be able to make our decision for 2 and 3. And for the public and transparency, for the Republican member is Kimberly Adams, Anna Cass, Handa Vanderwerf, and for the Democratic member is Marianne Crete, Sheila Pedersen, and Teresa Slasky.
Marianne Crete for the Democratic Party and Kimberly Adams for the Republican Party. Thank you. They are trained and certified by the state of Michigan and will be ready to canvass the November special election.
All right, so we need a motion for M-143, 2025, motion to appoint. We'll use this one for the Democratic, Marianne Crete.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations to Marianne Crete. Number 3, M-144, 2025, the motion to appoint Kim Adams to the Cass County Board of Canvassers.
Second.
No, that's not
I'll
my
make
motion.
that motion.
I'll second.
I thought you were making it.
Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Kim. Number 4 under new business, it's the Lawless International Dark Sky Improvement Project. Scott Wyman.
Thank you for the last-minute adjustment to the agenda. Simply put, we've had to make some adjustments in the engineering and electrical drawings for the Dr. Lawless International Dark Sky Project. We had our bids and the second bid come in a little bit high, so we have to make some adjustments. In order to do so, our landscape architect is requesting not to exceed $5,000 to continue to update the drawings. And this is per the MDNR working with us to adjust and approve the plan forward.
Any questions for our Parks Director?
Yes, sir. I just have a couple questions. Okay, first question. How much have we paid so far for the project?
$95,312.75.
Okay, and so that went to O'Boyle, is that?
That's correct.
Okay, and then, okay, so this is for a grant, right?
Right,
We have a grant, right?
Yeah, I can, and I apologize. I know you received this information at the last minute. Again, thank you for getting me on the agenda. You originally approved $111,270 was the amount that you originally approved, plus $3,000 for reimbursables. That was the original contract signed by Matt. I'm asking for an additional $5,000 to redo a specific portion of the construction drawings to include electrical and plumbing.
So to whom are we? We're paying that
O'Boyle.
Oh, that goes to O'Boyle.
Yeah, you have their estimate, their request in front of you.
So then then he has to send that to MDNR, the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. They have to send those to?
No, yeah. We're not to exceed $5,000.
I got that.
You're allowing O'Boyle to redo the plans so we can go out to rebid specifically a portion of the project. And this is all through the approval of MDNR. They have the final approval because they're the grant administrator. I'm just looking for an additional $5,000 so we can proceed with this addendum.
Okay, so let me make sure I have this clear. So, okay, so the so Michigan Department of Natural Resources, are they asking for updated drawings? Is that what they're asking?
That's right, that's right. We have to adjust the drawings, refine the drawings, I guess is the proper word, to just include the improvements that we're talking about making. We're having to do this because we're going to have to go out to bid again for a certain portion of the grant in order to fall within the allotted money for us to spend. This is for us to move forward with the project and get it taken care of, get it completed, but we've had to make some adjustments because one of the bids come back higher than what was expected. So these are adjustments. These are adjustments that we're making to move forward. And I just need that approval to spend up to $5,000 to continue.
So let me make sure, if you don't mind, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me make sure that I understand this. So, okay, so we're almost finished paying O'Boyle, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now, when do we start getting the money from the grant?
Once we start actual construction, we can start sending in for reimbursables. But we haven't actually put a shovel in the ground yet. Once that starts, once the work actually starts, we can start sending in for 50% of what we spent so far with O'Boyle and so forth. Because it's a 50-50 grant.
Okay. So we haven't gotten any money yet from the grant so far.
You have not, because we haven't qualified yet.
Oh, but we know we're getting the grant.
Well, yeah, we already have the grant.
Okay,
yes.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm done.
So that means that the up to $5,000 after the grant would be up to $2,500.
Reimbursable, yeah, it's a 50-50 grant.
50%.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you need the approval of this 5,000 so you can start to?
No, I just need,
Construction.
what I'm asking is that you're going to be going above the original contract that you approved, and I need your approval to do that, simply.
Just for engineering.
Engineering, yes. O'Boyle is our approved landscape architect engineer.
Turn your mic on, Mike. Mike.
Thank you. Scott, I'm curious, when do you hope to break ground? Is it this year yet? Or?
The schedule that I have on my desk says yes, but it's been a grind. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We've been working hard, and bless the DNR. Bless the DNR, bless O'Boyle. They've been working hard on our behalf. We're having to make some adjustments. We really are. The one portion of our grant, the bid, come back quite a bit higher than we were expecting. So we're really having to put our heads together and figure out a way forward. And you can't just arbitrarily move forward. Everything has to be within the parameters of the grant. And the Michigan DNR, they are the overseers of this grant, so everything has to be approved, everything has to take time to get approved, and then we're going back and forth. So believe it or not, we're in a pretty good place, but we need to get some additional drawings, refined drawings to move forward. And you have the request in front of you from the president of O'Boyle, Sandy, and she's saying up to $5,000. We're going to need up to $5,000 to move forward. Yeah.
Any other questions? So we have a potential motion in front of us if that's the board's purview.
I'll make that motion, that we approve that $5,000.
Motion on the floor and support. Do we need a roll call for this since it's money, or is it below the threshold?
It's just a motion.
Just a motion? All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Scott.
Thank you.
Make it happen. All right, so for clarity, when I added him to the agenda, I added him for number 4, then the Don Horn fiber relocation on number 5, but we still have a letter of understanding and another letter of understanding as 4 and 5, so we'll make what's on you all's agenda out there, 4 and 5, those will be 6 and 7, just for clarity. All right, so number 5, Don Horn fiber relocation, and we'll let Jen talk that out.
We've been working on this for quite a while. I believe the project actually started back in February of 2024. Finally getting to the finish line where we can get that fiber relocated, or the village helping with that relocation. So this is just an approval. Once all the documents are fully completed, that gives me authorization to sign those. They've all gone through the village and the attorney, so I'm hopeful to just get this done and hopefully get that relocated next weekend.
So we would need a motion authorizing Jennifer Renfro to negotiate and execute on behalf of the Cass County, with the attached agreement and the attached easement, making such changes as are in the interests of the county and subject to the approval of the county attorneys, and to negotiate and execute an agreement regarding the existing fiber location as set forth in the village resolution that's attached.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I will make that motion.
Support.
All right. Motion on the floor and support. Do we have any other discussion, or we need more time? All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That passes. Next, M145, 2025, motion to approve the letter of understanding between Cass County and the CCIEA General Unit for the implementation of the 2025 classification and compensation study.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I will make that motion.
Support.
Motion on the floor and support. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. M146, 2025, motion to approve the letter of understanding between Cass County and the CCIEA courts for the implementation of the 2025 classification and compensation study.
Mr. Chair, I will make that motion.
Support.
Motion on the floor and support. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, for our next public comment, it's for anything that's not on the agenda, but I just remind people there's still not a platform for international, national events. It has to pertain to Cass County only. You have 3 minutes. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening.
Hi.
Thanks for allowing me a few minutes to talk during public comment. I appreciate that. I want to spend just a few minutes today talking about partnership and leadership. When I first arrived in Cassopolis 11 years ago already, things were not so easy. The village was struggling. Leadership and management turned over constantly. Our reputation was fractured. And most of our local and regional partners had very little interest in working with us. We were isolated, stagnant, and seen as too difficult to collaborate with. But we rolled up our sleeves, we worked on changing our mindset, and we went to work. Today, I'm really proud of the fact that Cassopolis is not the same community it was a decade ago. We've become a model of what small, rural places can achieve when collaboration is prioritized. Together, we've invested in infrastructure, housing, public spaces, economic development, and regional partnerships, all with the simple but powerful goal of improving the quality of life of those that we all serve. And because of that, we now work alongside dozens of local, state, federal, and even international partners. I want to take just a few minutes to highlight and celebrate a few of those partnerships that we work with the county on. And maybe some of you aren't even aware of where some of those collaborations come from. We partner with the Road Commission to improve our local streets and work on the Rural Task Force together. There is daily collaboration between our sheriff's office and our police department via mutual aid, shared training, and in the village's shooting range. We've worked with the Parks Department. We're working on the trail to TK Lawless Park. And I'm happy to say that the village's portion is already funded, designed, and planned for next summer. So we look forward to that continued collaboration. On the utility side, we coordinate to maintain lift stations at the jail, at the clinic, and in many of the townships throughout the county. When Judge Beeler called and asked the village to update our ordinance to assist with employee safety at the Long Courts building, we worked together and the village acted swiftly to implement those recommended changes. When the animal shelter called and said they wanted to expand their outdoor area, we worked quickly to remove the barriers to ensure that that happened. The village has partnered at events and important initiatives with the leaders of Woodlands, the library, Cass Kickstart for Kids, and the EDC. And lastly, I want to really highlight the importance of the good work that the Land Bank, the village, and the county clerk's office are doing, collaboratively and together, because it takes all of us to do those projects. And in case you're unaware, and I know Hope does a great job of reporting out for the Land Bank, that's home repair. That's emergency assistance for our residents. It's blight elimination. It's building new houses. It's the rehab of the 117 building. And it's working together to secure a fellow to increase our capacity to do this good work. All collaborative, all important projects, all initiatives that are bettering our community. This is what partnership looks like. And it's why I believe so strongly that rural communities and how we do business together matters. In fact, 70% of Michigan is rural. And that's not a statistic, it's a strength. And every day, we continue to prove through that collaborative mindset, small places can do big things. Now, like any strong partnership, we're not always going to agree. But I try to remind myself, and I hope that we all remember, disagreements or differing opinions are not personal. They're part of the work that we all have to do. What matters is that we're working to find common ground and common sense solutions by leveraging our relationships and not wasting our valuable and limited resources. I want to also take this opportunity to say thank you to the Board of Commissioners for your assistance tonight in moving forward one of the issues that we have been dealing with the county. I want to thank you for ensuring that we are being collaborative and looking for common sense solution that will serve all of our residents. I'd also like to thank the interim administrator for coordinating some of those efforts. I hope we are making a difference. These moments remind us that even during transitions, strong collaborations can and should continue. That said, we also have to acknowledge the reality in front of us. Over the past decade, the county has had 6 administrators, full or part-time, come and go. Despite that instability, I've just talked about some of the amazing things we've accomplished and are still accomplishing together through mutual respect, collaboration, and partnership. But each change in that administrator position brings unease and stalls progress for the employees here, for our residents, for our local units of government. Every new administrator that comes through here brings new ideas, new agenda, a new personality, and all those things can be great on their own. But when instability continues for so long, it becomes easy to get lost in what the priorities are and difficult for each one of us, all of the partners listed, to move initiatives forward quickly and with the support that they deserve. I want to commend this board for acting swiftly when it became clear that the last administrator's values did not align with those of the county. That was the right decision. And now I'm urging you to act just as decisively, choosing a path forward. The job of the county administrator can be a challenging one. And I appreciate the work that the county finance director is doing to keep things moving in the interim. However, this is a short-term solution to what has been a long-term issue in this county. Cass County deserves and needs a full-time, professional, visionary leader in the admin office, someone who can empower the staff on a daily basis and the local governments in this county instead of leaving them to struggle on their own. Someone who is going to build partnerships instead of barriers. Someone who is fully dedicated to their role as a public servant and to the kind of long-term relationships that will move this county forward. I am urging you to make this a priority. Engage your local governments, talk with your residents, listen to the staff, seek guidance in shaping the leadership profile that we need here. And know that I don't just come without saying, we're right down the hill, we are the partners, we do support this effort, and our door is always open. Because at the end of the day, rising tides lift all ships. And really, isn't that what we all want? Isn't that what our residents deserve? Let's continue to work together, continue to do better. The people we serve and the future we're building together depend on all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Thank you to Judge Beeler and her team for allowing us to host Reunification Day at Dodd Park. It is very moving if you haven't been a part of it. Thank you for Sheriff Roach and all his leadership team for working with us on some equipment issues and with his help making our job a lot easier. I look forward to being part of Harvest Fest at Russ Forest. That's always an incredible time and a great family event. And don't forget about the Sand Hill Crane Half Marathon at Lawless Park on the 11th. And then don't forget about please don't forget about the Harvest Fest, which many of you are a part of, and that's on the 18th at Lawless Park too. So I appreciate your time and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Floor is now closed for public comment. No closed session. So for commissioner comments and announcements, I've been here since 2020. You know, I retired from the military in October of 2020, and I won the election in November. Never took a break. You know, served my country. Now I'm going to serve my county that I live in and I love. You know, once I got here, we had an administrator, and he had been brought in by previous administrators or previous county commissioners, you know, to fill that role. Then he retired, and we kept Matt Newton. And then after Matt Newton left, we had Patrick. And then, but before that, we had an interim. Then we had Patrick. That didn't work out. Now we have another interim. So from the research and the time I've been in this county, we've had numerous, and Roseanne knows the exact number of how many commissioners, because you've been through them all. You know, last, what, 14 years? 15 years. So we've tried internally. That ended up bringing the person that was in charge of that a lot of drama. So that, I wouldn't say it failed, but it didn't work out. And this time, under my tenure, and I was chair of this board, we tried an external. We paid a good piece of money for it. That didn't work out. So now, you know, what Emily said, that's great. You're right. We do need that. We need some stability here. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. The question of how to do that, you know, that's what us as a board need to do. So me, personally, I've told people that, you know, what I would like to do, for one, we have the federal budget that's, oh my God, come on, people, you know, and then we have the state budget, same deal. So that affects us here in Cass County with our grants and numerous other monies and things, and just stability from above. Then we have our budget, and we just got done doing the classification and compensation study. That's a little bit of drama. We hire somebody too quickly after we let go of Patrick, then, and I call him Patrick, don't even look into that. That's just what I call him. It's the first thing that comes to my mind. We do anything too quickly, you know, oh my God. But if we wait too long, oh my God. So I'm like, well, let's wait for all this world stuff to go over. I've talked to Jen about her compensation for doing the interim position and the other. And I say, yeah, why don't we just wait till the end of the fiscal year? That's now. But then we've got a board change the first of the year. We're going to have new personalities because every year we vote for a new chair of the board and a new vice chair of the board. And then this isn't an election year, but last year was an election year. We have new personalities like 1, 2, well, 1.5 because he was here before, you know. So let's let that smoke die down a little bit. But if this board comes to me and says, Jeremiah, we need to hire somebody right now, what we need to do is have a special meeting to figure out what we have to do so we can make the right decision this time, because apparently this county as a whole has failed at least 12 times in the last 15 years. You know, and that's not a very easy decision. I would love to find somebody right now that can bring us together as with the elected officials, with the department heads, with the county, you know, that leader. We need a leader here. That's the highest elected or the highest position in this county next to me. You know, it's a very important. It's the hub and the center of everything that works here. It's easier said than done. You know, do we want to do that? Absolutely. And I'm speaking for this board. We want somebody in that position. You know, we'd like to have them now, but it just can't happen right now unless one of us 8 can figure that out, you know, by some miracle and make that happen just like that, but we can't. You know, but we are working on it. It is our priority. Our first and number one priority is spending the money of the taxpayers. Our next priority is that county administrator position. It is, believe me, you know, but making that happen is just not that easy. So if any of our board members has anything to add to that, I'm going to shut my mouth. But thank you, Emily, for that. Thank you, you know.
Thank you, Jeremiah, and I want to thank Emily, too. Emily, I completely, wholeheartedly agree with you. Since I've been commissioner, I have noticed this county is fractured, completely fractured. There's no working together. There's no future. There's no discussion of future things in our county, and no working together. And I'm with you, and I will do whatever I can, or however I can, to make this happen, to make this county go into the future so we're working together and not blaming everything on somebody else, because that's what I got into. Thank you.
Any other commissioner announcements? All right, we're adjourned.